Audience in all of Tampa Bay. The staff is in the building, and we want to welcome you to the Deeper Dive. Please share the stream with those you love. The Deeper Dive gives us opportunity to attend to the things that God has said to us as we've determined to be people who are most blessed indeed. And we have with us a man who's living his most blessed life, our very own executive pastor. You are Student Ministries Pastor Terrence Gamage. I was gonna throw the middle name in there, but I
mean, I was already caught off guard
it.
when you said the first, so it's okay. You won.
I'll hold it. I'll hold it.
Good morning, Pastor.
Good morning, sir. Good to see you.
Great to see you.
Yeah. Nice sweater.
Thank you. Thank you. This sweater, I must say, is my respect and homage to the late, great Deacon Willie Hill.
Okay.
Because Deacon Will purchased this sweater one year when we had our Christmas outing out at the Hardimans. Okay. And I complimented him on the sweater. I said, "Hey, Deke, man, like, you wearing a gorilla? Like, what's up? Like, that's me."
Really?
He was like, "Well, you know what? After the event, took it off, gave it to me."
You.
Now, if you know Deacon Will and you know Gamage, at the time he gave it to me, I couldn't fit it. But I'd like to say I can fit it now. So yes, sir.
I thought you were going to say, knowing Deacon Will Hill, he bought it and wore it, knowing that he was going to give it to you.
You know what? I would want. Yes, I do believe he did that.
You know,
I do. That is something he would do.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Here we are, a few days, 6 days away from Christmas.
Yes, sir.
That means that we are about 2 weeks away from the end of 2023.
Yes.
And we are building expectation for 2024.
Yep.
So that once it hits, we're ready to execute.
Yes,
right?
Sir.
And the word for us is that, man, we have that many days to climb out.
Come on.
To climb out of wherever we are. This reminds me of, you remember,
okay,
some years back, Pastor Poe talked to us about going from average to awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So this the word to climb out reminds me of that. Like, no matter where your right now is, whether you deem 2023 great and excellent,
come on,
or there's some things that you were expecting that didn't come through.
Yeah.
So you feel a little indifferent about it.
Yeah.
We can climb up out of all of that and have expectation for the year to come.
100%. And you think about it from the aspect of us looking at it through the eyes of Christ. Mm-hmm. Pastor Brian made mention of, if you were to look back at your 2023, there may be some things that didn't go the way you desired them to go.
Right.
But if you begin to view it through the eyes of God, you can see, man, God, you did some amazing things this year. Yeah. Like, I can get tunnel vision. And I don't even say that I'm selfish for doing it, but I can get tunnel vision and just focus on the things that I'm believing you for and the things that I desire to be better this year and the things that I want greater for me, my family, for those that I love. I could want that, and I do want that. At the same time, I don't want to get stuck there. And that's where that climbing happens. That climb happens because if I get stuck in my own looking at it from my perspective, I'm stuck there. No, I got to climb out of it to see it from God's vantage point, to say, no, God, like, you've done mighty things this year, man.
Choosing to be grateful.
I choose to be
grateful. Yep. Let's play a game. We're in a message series titled "You're Gonna Laugh," right?
Yeah.
So
I just did.
I know you did. I know. I did too. Let's play a game, because and here's the game. I'm gonna ask you a question. And I want you to do your best job at this. If you were Pastor Brian, how would you respond to this question?
Ooh, I like this.
Right?
Yep.
Because as you were talking, I was thinking about, are there indicators that we could...
Are we playing a game yet?
We're in right now.
Go.
Here's the question. The question is, are there indicators? Are there things that happen or things that we can notice that lets us know that we are too honed in, or we're having tunnel vision on plans that we've made, and we may be missing what God is doing?
Pastor Mar, now, Pastor Mar, listen. Now,
Look at him.
That's what Pastor Brian will do. But Pastor Brian want to run. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could hear Pastor Brian saying,
right,
an area where we could see that we have like tunnel vision
mm-hmm.
could be an area where we find ourselves ungrateful.
Mm.
Like if we would search our hearts to see spaces in our life to where we are either ungrateful or just not as appreciative of when it first happened. Like there are things in our lives that when it first happened, man, nobody could talk you off that ledge. Like you wanted to tell everybody about it. You wanted to talk about it at all times. But as time has gone on, you've, that happened. Like, and now you're just desensitized to that particular thing. That's an area. Right. I would like to submit to the court. No, you should revisit that area right there and say, no, God, like,
that's good.
That was something that you did at one time, and I was over the moon about. I was super excited about it. Why have I lost that fire? Why has that fire for that excitement for that thing dwindled down to where now I don't talk about it as much as I used to. I don't brag on you in that area as much as I used to. Somebody used to could say to you, hey man, how you, and this is one. Someone said to me this morning, Deacon Frankie, I'll put his name out there. I asked him, I said, Frank, how you doing this morning? Or something like that. I said to him. Frank says to me, man, I'm phenomenal, man. He said, ain't that one of your words, phenomenal? I said, you darn right, Frank. I love it.
He hasn't used it in a while, has he?
Listen.
Right.
Pastor Lamar, it puts me in that mindset of what things, if phenomenal means what it means to me, what things am I or have I just kind of fallen asleep on that I used to feel that, man, that's phenomenal. But no, like, oh man, I'm good.
Right.
Just good like that. Right. You're just that now. So
not
heck yeah,
phenomenal.
man. Areas where you're either and or just lax, like your fire for it isn't where it was at one point. That's a space that I would say revisit.
That's good. So I'm gonna point out you had someone in your circle who was able to bring it back to your remembrance, right?
Yes,
so it's important to cultivate relationships with people who will help us climb out of some stuff.
Yes, sir.
And I want to second what you're saying. I've noticed recently, good things happen to some people.
Yeah.
Good things.
Yes.
And as they describe it through the lens, they add some negative to it. Right? I mean, this thing is great. What just happened? I have to tell you. So yesterday, we had some countertops installed in our house.
Okay.
Right? Yay! This is awesome. So now, if you can imagine what that's like your house is not going to be in order after you get. I mean, there's going to be dust. You have to pull stuff out. So my wife comes in. Because I didn't, she was expecting it to happen today.
Okay.
It happened yesterday.
Ooh.
She gets in.
Come on.
And of course, we're happy. But at the same time, as she was talking about it, she's mentioning like the house is a mess. And I was like, wait, hold on. Like at least this whole day, we just gotta be happy.
Let's just marvel at this.
Like no complaints.
Yeah.
Like you can't put any complaints on the good. But sometimes it seems that we're so conditioned to add some complaint, some negative to the good. Like, is it good or is it good?
Right.
But that's it. But I think that too can serve as an indicator of where we are. Like when I notice myself doing that, why am I adding negative or why am I trying to put shade on this sunshine?
Yeah.
That's an indicator that, okay, I need to keep climbing.
That's real good,
right?
Mom.
That's it. I thought right there.
That's a period on that, man. That was good. That was good.
I stopped right there. So one way that we've approached just climbing out, helping ourselves, helping our church, helping the community climb out is through laughter.
Yes, sir.
And I'm loving this message, the series title. One, as Pastor, I think I heard Pastor Greg point out on a Wednesday night service, that it's a command. You're going to laugh. Like I'm not asking you. I'm telling you this is what's going to happen. And I like it from the angle that there are things that God is going to do. There are things that God is going to share, things that he's going to say that would cause you to laugh. On Sunday, Pastor Brian shared from Genesis chapter 18, the account when Sarah overheard that she was about to have a baby. And she laughed at the idea when she considered herself and she considered her husband in their natural state. What she heard caused her to laugh. And man, I get excited about that because it's like she wasn't laughing in excitement.
Right.
She wasn't laughing. It wasn't like
a mock.
Boom. There you go. It was almost like a skeptical, sarcastic type laugh. But her opinion in that moment didn't stop what God said was going to happen.
Come on.
And so when I look forward to 2024, I'm like, man, there's going to be some moments like that. Where God says what he's going to do, and it's going to be so different from your circumstance or situation that you're going to laugh at it. But God's still going to do what he's going to do.
Pastor Lamar, if we could just be honest with ourselves, all of us, I believe, have something within us where when we hear certain things, we pull a Sarah. Where we laugh at it, even if it's within, we laugh at it. And I'm reminded even of the account where Jesus is sitting down at the table, and the way the scripture reads, it says the person asked a question within themselves, and Jesus answered it out loud. Bro, if all of us would search ourselves within, there are areas and corners of us that we be like, man, I'll never do that. Like, or I can't see myself doing that. And the very mention of somebody saying, bro, you know, you look like you could, or you sound like you could. Yeah, right. Like we be in that position, and it could be because of that simple thing of like, man, God, like I consider so much of the natural me. I consider so much of my limitations. I consider so much of what I believe I'm not good at that I would never, and the thought of you even saying it, you crazy.
You crazy.
I would never. Joke's on you.
Joke's on you. That's been the statement lately. Like, man, God is crazy. But that comes from that same place. Where we consider where we are matched up to what he said. And it's like, man, God is crazy. God. Just considering the conditions or considering what it would take. What would it have to take for that to happen? And we can only assess what it would have to take in our understanding.
Correct.
Right? And
because we only see the dots that we see.
Right.
We from our viewpoint, from our vantage point, I only can see this portion. But from God's, he sees the dots over here that he's getting ready to connect to at the point that by the time you arrive there, all it took was your yes. All it took was you to be obedient to the moment. Laugh if you will. Like, and that's where I be at. I be at on the side of, bro, laugh. Like, do the sarcastic mock if you may. But at least give God some honesty to work with. Like, don't present God the false slate to work with. Like, oh yeah, I know I could do that. Yeah, now you're boastful. Now you're gonna fall. Now you're gonna fail. And the world gonna see that. No, bro, present to God the real you. Like, God, I don't.
At least that's got to be you. If that's gonna happen, you're gonna do it.
You gonna do it. I'm gonna laugh.
It's gonna happen.
And man, present that to God. Get God that part, and just let him have his way, man. Let all of us have a good time with seeing the beauty of God.
You talk about connecting the dots, right?
Yeah, man.
Which is what I believe many believers find themselves doing or happening throughout their journey, where the dots connect.
Yes, sir.
Or there's confirmation.
Yes, sir.
And let's talk about what it takes to see dots connect, or what it takes to be confirmed in what God said, right? Sir. In the backdrop of this season that we're in, we're talking about abiding, right? Increasing the amount of time that we spend with God.
Yes, sir.
Which then makes us more sensitive to how he's moving, who he's moving through. Every conversation is not a casual conversation.
Come on.
When you got your ear out and you're listening, right? Hungry people. Let's talk about hungry people, right? You hear, I mean, The person who's talking to you or sharing with you may not have a clue.
They don't.
But because you have sensitive ears, you're hearing, you're seeking, you're searching for those dots to connect.
Pima, one of the things that we say in You Are all the time is that all dots connect. And our premise behind all dots connect is just that. Hungry people will get fed. Like if you are hungry, if you are thirsty, you will find it. So from just the reality of God being the author of all things, he's the Alpha and the Omega. He created it all. So if he created it, not if, since he created it all,
right,
he is able to speak through it all. The person that's abiding is going to remain sensitive to, they are going to spend the time to remain sensitive to all of the ways God will speak and communicate. Not just the expectation that, oh, I'm going to get it from a man or I'm going to get it from a woman. No. I'm abiding with God. That means I am just sitting with him. I'm walking with him. My mind is stayed on him. Because of that, bro, my expectations are that you're going to speak to me through anything. And I don't close doors for that. I could be riding and a darn commercial on the radio says a different thing. But my spirit is sensitive. So I'm like, huh. And this is gaming. I audibly, I over time, this is just a thing that I will audibly respond because that's how present I desire to be in that moment. I heard that. I see how you did that. That's what's up. Okay. Interesting. I wouldn't have thought, that's just audible. And I'm saying that to say my coworkers at my desk, like you'll hear me.
Let's go ahead and bring it in the room.
I will be sitting at my desk at times and I'm just audibly talking about things. I didn't see those dots connecting. I didn't see them.
Wait. You said you're talking about coworkers at your desk. There's only one person who sits near your desk.
Well, I don't, to protect the innocent, I don't want to talk about anybody.
I'm just saying.
You know who it is?
Yeah, I do. I be hearing you talk. But hey, look.
You answer me sometimes.
I do. I answer you sometimes because we walk in the walk, right?
Yes, sir.
So I know what it is.
Yes, sir.
But let's bring it into the room further.
Come on.
So you eagerly today, this morning, just a few minutes ago, jumped into that seat, right?
Yes, sir.
To have this conversation. I know that you are, you got your business.
Yes, sir.
Your business is booming.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yep.
And there's some things there are opportunities that come where you are interviewed, where you have to talk about what you do and what you believe in. When we're connecting dots, do you connect your readiness to talk now to the other things that God has called you to?
I would say no. But then the reason or the way I would say no is in my heart, I just desire to always be used by God. I don't pinpoint what that usable thing is. I say that because there are things that I don't desire to do. Like I don't like doing certain things. Not because they're good or bad. I just don't like doing it. It's my preference. In that, man, I'll never, ever turn down a moment where God is saying, here it is. But that also requires sensitivity. If the individual isn't sensitive, or if we're hardened in a certain area, we'll turn our preferences into the voice of God. And that's not it. Like, that's not the way to go.
Did he say what he just said? Did you catch that?
We'll turn our preferences into the voice of God. And so it'll be more of, nah, I don't like doing that. No, God ain't told me to do that. Well, I don't know that God didn't tell you to do it as much as it may just be you don't desire to do it. And I'm okay with you saying that. Like, I'm cool with, I will be quick to tell a person, no, like, I don't like doing that. Or no, I don't want to do that. Will I do it? Yeah. So to answer the question directly, does this aid in, do I connect the dots on those two together? I don't. Well,
this is what I need to do because I need to go further before the business.
Yes, sir.
You're set to ministry.
Yes, sir.
So you're sensitive to ministry opportunities.
100%. There it is. That is the connecting dot for me.
Yeah.
Any and every opportunity that I have to share the goodness of God, I'm open to do that whenever and however. I'm always down to do that. And there are moments where I don't even want to say I'm getting emotional right now, but I feel a little, you know what I'm saying?
You feel the Holy Ghost?
Feel a Holy, because that's the only time I cry, people.
Come on, man.
I only cry in the presence of God.
Yeah. Your help is here.
There are moments where I'm looking at things and I'm like, man, God, like I can see you all over this. Like this is good. I didn't see you in it prior to the yes. Like all it took was the yes. Even moments I arrived to with a reluctant yes. In the moments where it's like, all right, God. Like, and I'm not, God, you gonna coach me all the way up to this thing. Like, and by the time we get there, now it's all right, God, now do what you do. And then you sit down, pose, you looking at it, you're like, God, dog, like that thing, that was
God
amazing.
Did his thing.
God, you are crazy. Like that was so good.
Yeah.
But all of that to say, it wasn't like that walking up to it. Like what it took was for the yes. Like the yes needed to happen. And that is the connecting dot for me. Like, God, like I want you to use me however and whenever you can. And I'll always say yes to you. I'll always say yes.
Thank you for sharing that. I think it's an important point as we build our expectation for 2024, knowing how to walk through it.
Yes, sir.
There'll be things that we could miss if we allow our preference to speak louder than his leading and his voice.
Yeah, man.
But that time of meditation, that time of prayer, that time, I think, I don't want to say time of abiding because that's something we do nonstop.
Yes, sir.
But the time that we spend intentionally in his presence, hearing from him, makes us sensitive to say yes when we should say yes. And then you never know what can happen.
You don't, man.
He blows your mind in moments like that where you just said yes. And look what your yes turned into.
Come on.
Yeah.
Period.
It's a good day. Today's Tuesday.
Oh my.
Today is Tuesday. It feels like it's later in the week.
It does.
But today
I don't even know why though.
Man, I told you, I'm working on it. I'm gonna figure out how to. I know time is time.
Yeah.
24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days. But I don't want it to feel rushed.
Got you.
So I know an answer. The answer is abiding. Abiding will help you be more intentional in moments.
Yep.
It'll help you savor good moments.
Yep.
It'll help you reflect and remember what was good, even what was not so good.
Yeah.
Help you sift through it and find stuff in it. And I think that's the answer, so it doesn't feel rushed.
I love it.
Right?
I love it.
Today's a good day all day. Happy Tuesday. If we don't see you or say it to you, you don't hear it from us, we want to say Merry Christmas to you. Woo. To all of you who watch and follow the Deeper Dive, Merry Christmas to you. We should see you before the new year. And as you go through this day, go through it knowing that God loves you. We do too. Keep attending and keep being most blessed. We'll see you